Well, it is main event time in the NWA Arena, and you hear them come to life for the former television champion of the world, the seven-figure deal, Ace Rockwell. His opponent, a two-time holder of that title, a former Anarchy heavyweight champion. In the feature presentation, Jeff Lewis, and I don't know about you, JJ, but conspicuous by his absence is agent attorney Jeff G. Bailey, and I have not heard a word spoken about this man for the last couple of weeks.
Brett, you know what? First of all, you sit here and you say conspicuous by his absence. I'm worried about the man. I haven't heard from him. He hasn't returned my phone calls. I can't, you know, and I have this whole thing, you weren't kidding when you said the FAA will send you kind of letters and stuff when you say things on TV that offend people. I need help.
It's the FCC.
What do airplanes have to do with it?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, while my partner has no idea what acronyms mean what apparently in this world, we have a main event contest.
I'm worried about Jeff G. Bailey. I'm not worried about the main event contest. Where is the man?
I asked you where he was, you moron. If I knew, don't you think I would tell somebody? Right now, the feature presentation, Jeff Lewis, jockeying for position, and finds himself instead in a side headlock from the seven-figure deal, Ace Rockwell. Leg pick, and Jeff Lewis once again in control.
I just sent Alejandro to the back. He came back, he told me.
What?
Jeff G. Bailey is not here this week.
You're a genius, John Johnson. I hope you give Alejandro a raise. And right now,
I bet you Ace Rockwell doesn't care.
Well, I'm fairly certain there are a lot of people that don't care where Jeff G. Bailey is.
But Grant, the thing about it is what we're seeing is very slowly we're seeing a dismantling of the NWA Elite. I mean, we don't know where Jeff G. Bailey is. We have people walking out on him left and right. We have Jeff Lewis in here with a very important match with Ace Rockwell, and I know he's not mentally prepared because I know he's worried about Jeff G. Bailey.
Well, that certainly could be on the mind of the feature presentation, Jeff Lewis. Over the past several weeks, you are absolutely right. We have seen a slow demise, it would seem, of the most dominant group the NWA Arena has ever known. First, the genetic powerhouse Onyx ends up, he ends up leaving the NWA Elite. Jeff G. Bailey, the recipient of the Ground Zero Splash. We have not seen that man in 2 weeks plus here in the NWA Arena.
Greg, the last time I saw Jeff G. Bailey, he was being carried out in front of us, and he was bleeding and foaming from the mouth. I mean, we've never seen Jeff G. Bailey left like that.
No, we haven't. Jeff G. Bailey, wherever he is, believe it or not, I actually hope the guy gets well soon because I'm no fan of the Devil's Rejects. But we got a job to do right now, and that job is to call the main event. This week on Anarchy, and the seven-figure deal has got the feature presentation backed into the corner. If Jeff Lewis is more concerned about the well-being of Jeff G. Bailey than the right hand's being driven into his skull, then it is going to be a short night for the former heavyweight champion.
Well, of course, we all know Ace Rockwell is on Jeremy Vane's Christmas card list now because this is the man that helped Jeremy Vane become the world television champion for the 4th time. This is the man right here who basically put the screws to Chad Parham, but then last week when Chad Parham called him out, he didn't have the guts enough to come out here, show up, show his face, and show us what kind of man he is. Instead, he's just going to try to take little cheap shots at Chad Parham.
Okay, number one, Ace Rockwell called the world's television title match a couple of weeks ago between Jeremy Vane and Chad Parham right down the middle. Number two, Chad Parham called out Ace Rockwell, and I wouldn't put it past Chad Parham to have known that Rockwell was not here. Did you not hear Jerry Palmer when he came out here? Or Bill Behrens, excuse me. You're getting me mad at the moment, all flustered, confusing your facts. Bill Behrens said Rockwell is not here. And I'm willing to bet that Chad Parham knew it.
Have you ever trusted a thing that came out of Bill Behrens' mouth?
Yeah, on a regular basis, actually. Rockwell trying to get the crowd here at the NWA Arena rallying behind him, trying to get that adrenaline rush to fight out, and he does. Right hands and knife-edge chops sends Lewis into the ropes. Big back elbow, down goes the feature presentation. Clothesline, drills, Jeff Lewis again. Reversal of the Irish whip, duck of the clothesline. Sidewalk slam perhaps, has him up. And a great counter for a flying head scissors, essentially hot-shotting Ace Rockwell on the top rope, and the seven-figure deal is on the arena floor.
Well, what it lacked in the momentum of a normal hot shot, it definitely made up for in the height, because, I mean, he was up above Jeff Lewis's head when he came down, and came down with all his weight crashing across those wire cables.
Jeff Lewis now ramming the seven-figure deal into the edge of the ring apron, not doing the man's back any favors. Now sends him back in. They re-enter at the count of 6. Cover, lateral press, does not hook the leg, and only a 2 count, says referee Harold James.
Ace Rockwell, the former world television champion. I figured it out, Greg Hunter. I just sat here and figured it out.
Figured what out?
Why Ace Rockwell cheated Chad Parm out of the championship.
First, you have to figure out that he didn't cheat Chad Parm out of the championship.
No, I've got that part figured out that he did. But I figured it out. It's jealousy.
Huh?
Ace Rockwell is a former world television champion, and he knew he couldn't hack it anymore. He knew he couldn't get the title back. So what did he do? He cheated Chad Parm out of it so Chad Parm couldn't enjoy it. Why can't he just be happy for somebody?
You seem to be missing the point. Ace Rockwell did not cheat anyone. He called the match right down the middle. If you want to say somebody cheated somebody, say Jeremy V stole it. After all, he blasted Parm with a title belt behind referee Ace Rockwell's back. Cover after the slingshot suplex, and only a 2 count.
Well, never mind. You know what? I'm not going to rehash any of this for you. We're not going to talk about this. You know what we're going to talk about right now is how well Jeff Lewis is doing. And how well I hope Jeff G. Bailey's doing, because I know he's watching this. He may be laid up somewhere. He may be hiding somewhere. Well, I'll take that back. Jeff G. Bailey would never hide. He's a stand-up guy. But he's watching. And Jeff Lewis is doing this for Jeff G. Bailey. Right now, he's just punishing Ace Rockwell and just taking out all the frustrations that he owes the rejects out on Ace Rockwell. And Ace Rockwell knows what it's like to be in a battle with the rejects.
He certainly does. Rockwell, one of the heroes of the Anarchy Rejects Wars of a year ago. Right now, the NWA Elite's Jeff Lewis hauling the man up top. Right hand, make it 2. 3 in a series. Now heads up himself to the center rope. Looking perhaps for a belly-to-belly superplex. It seems that's what he had in mind. Shoved off, though. Rockwell lands on his feet up to the other turnbuckle. Jeff Lewis thinking he's real smart, but he better turn around. Ace Rockwell, high cross body from the top, and only a 2 count.
Greg Hunter, I mean, this right here, I mean, this has been a great battle between these two competitors. I mean, I give Ace Rockwell credit. I would think that, you know, coming off of what he did and all that guilt ridden in his mind would have been a little bit off his game, but obviously he has no conscience about being, you know, a jerk.
Good grief. Collision. As both men have the same idea, going for the crossbody. Knocking the wind out of both men. Referee Harold James administering the count. Rockwell on a knee, using the ropes to get to his feet. Jeff Lewis reaches his feet first, but only by half a second. Turns Rockwell around, and immediately eats 3 right hands, discus punch, staggers the feature presentation, inverted atomic drop. Rockwell, big clothesline, and down goes Lewis. Cover, hook of the leg, and only a 2 count.
Greg Hunter, the one thing that I've never questioned about Ace Rockwell is the heart. The heart and determination that this man has. It doesn't matter if it's for a championship or not. A victory's a victory to Ace Rockwell, and he's showing that to Jeff Lewis. But, I mean, Greg, I mean, the thing about it is, I mean...
Oh, wait a minute, looking for Ace's high. And Jeff Lewis powers out, turns that into the final curtain. What a counter for Ace's high. 1, 2, and Ace's foot under that bottom rope, breaking the plane of the ropes the entire time. Referee Harold James catches it.
He should have counted 3.
Oh, he caught the leg under the ropes. He did his job. That stops the pin attempt.
That's something that you don't hear every day. Harry Jim doing his job.
Now, Harold James now on the receiving end of an argument from Jeff Lewis. Jeff Lewis very well could have Ace Rockwell beat right now, but he's wasting too much time talking to referee Harold James. And right now, pulling a prone, by the looks of things, a near unconscious Ace Rockwell up. Rockwell comes back to life. Spine buster, hooks the leg, and only a 2 count. Rockwell immediately goes down. Hopefully, for his sake, that was not the last-ditch burst of adrenaline.
Greg Hunter, as great as Jeff Lewis is, it's situations and moments like that we just seen is the reason he needs Jeff G. Bailey at ringside. Bailey would not have allowed him to waste so much time or to make so many stupid mistakes. But that's what he did, and you can't make those kind of mistakes. Now when you're on the main event of NWA Anarchy against a former World Television Champion, you cannot do that, and I'm surprised that Jeff Lewis allowed himself to get caught up.
Jeff Lewis, a thumb to the eye, as Rockwell himself wasted some time there, sets the man up, looking for another final curtain, has him up, pulls him in, aces high, just that quick, hook of the leg, 2, and we got a winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the match, Ace Rockwell.
The 7-figure deal, Ace Rockwell, with aces high, out of nowhere, picks up the win in the main event this week on NWA Anarchy. Whoa, what in the world? Osrael and Sean Timbers have just hit the ring. They've got Jeff Lewis. Go, God! They just planted Jeff Lewis on his head. Ace Rockwell looking up here at us. I have no idea what in the world is going on. Abomination coming out. That monster, though, is a day late and $1 short.
Well, Greg, I mean, Ace Rockwell was a little hesitant to get in the ring.
Wouldn't you be?
Well, I mean, he should have helped out Jeff Lewis.
I got news for you. I was hesitant to sit up here next to Dan Wilson for the better part of 7 minutes.
I don't know, man.
Jeff Lewis now being removed from the ring by the monster Abomination. Abomination picking the feature presentation up almost like a rag doll. Jeff Lewis, I don't think the man's conscious. He got spiked on his head. Ladies and gentlemen, for John. Good grief! And
Yes,
now
Steve?
Chad Parham has just assaulted Ace Rockwell with the Anarchy title belt.
You see, Greg Hunter, that's what you get. When you don't answer Chad Parham's challenge, when you cheat the man out of a championship that's rightfully his, that's what you get. This is the only way Chad Parham was going to get through to him. Huge pile driver. Greg Hunter, isn't this great?
This is a disgrace. The NWA Anarchy heavyweight champion, Chad Parham, has come to the ring, has just pile-driven the 7-figure deal. Ace Rock, not again. Shit!
That was 2 of them, Greg Hunter.
Yes, 2 pile drivers. The man has gone beyond trying to send a message.
What do you mean?
Look, referee's trying to get the champ to the locker room, and he is shoving officials aside. What in the world is this man doing?
This is his ring.
He is pulling the ring steps out from the position in the corner. He is pulling Ace Rockwell. You hear him, he's screaming, he will not embarrass me on TV. You're not trying to return a favor, Chad Parham. You're trying to break a man's neck. There's a difference between sending a message and trying to end someone's career.
Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do.
Well, he does not have to do this. Not on the ring steps!
Greg, did you see what we just saw?
Rockwell.
Somebody better knock on wood.
Would you shut up? If somebody in the locker room area can hear my voice, Ace Rockwell needs help now. This man was just pile-driven on the ring steps by a despicable human being that unfortunately we have to call our heavyweight champion, Chad Parham.
That was great.